If your back aches when you stand up or your knees feel older than you are, it's not age. It's stagnation. The good news? You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment to feel flexible again. Just a few simple daily movements that tell your body, hey, we're still alive. You know, when I talk to people about finding freedom in their body, real freedom, they usually think I'm about to tell them to join a gym or start some workout program. But what I'm really after is movement. Not fitness, not form, just movement. The kind your body is already craving, even if you haven't heard it ask in a while. I want you to imagine something. Think about the last time you felt truly good in your body. Not just pain-free, but alive, fluid, energized, clear. Maybe it was a walk on the beach, a stretch after sleep, or dancing in the kitchen when nobody was watching. What was happening in that moment? You weren't exercising. You were moving, freely, naturally, joyfully. That's what this is all about. Because the truth is, you don't have to punish yourself back into health. You don't need to grind through an hour of machines, burpees, or treadmills to feel better. You just have to remember what your body already knows, that energy is meant to move. And when it does, so do you. Over the last few years, I've had this realization over and over again, especially after learning from people who see movement the same way. One of them is Michael Holland, who teaches the concept of body waves, gentle, rhythmic movements that reconnect you to flow. It's not about building muscle, it's about remembering movement. When you start waving through your body, from your toes to your head, suddenly you realize how much energy was just sitting there, waiting for permission to move again. I've also learned a lot from the MOVES method, which focuses on mobility over motion, meaning we want the body to feel available again. Most of us don't realize how many of our daily aches come from being locked up inside a range of movement our body no longer feels safe in. The MOVES method is like teaching your body to trust itself again. That's when flexibility returns. Not because you stretched it, but because you stopped guarding against your own strength. And then there are the simple chair exercises, some of the most underrated tools on the planet. Everyone thinks of chairs as the enemy of movement, but when used intentionally, they become incredible balance and strength trainers. You can literally rebuild your body sitting down. No gym, no equipment, no excuses. I say this all the time. Your body is not old, it's just stagnant. Stillness isn't rest, it's resistance. And the more gently you start to move, the more your body begins to trust you again. Now here's the part that shocked me early on. The system that really controls so much of how we feel, our energy, our clarity, even our mood, isn't our muscles or our heart. It's our lymphatic system. Your lymph is the body's filtration highway. It clears toxins, supports immunity, and keeps everything clean and fluid. But here's the catch. The lymphatic system has no pump. Your heart pumps your blood. But your lymph? That's up to you. Movement is the pump. And when you don't move, your cells marinate in yesterday's junk. Your energy dulls, your thinking blurs, and your motivation disappears. All because you're figuratively sitting in your own soup. So the goal isn't to exercise for an hour. It's to move often, move gently, and move consciously, every single day. And the beautiful part? You can do it in a few minutes, anywhere, anytime. Let me walk you through a few examples that changed everything for me. I start with a simple chair, sit, and lift. You don't need fancy form. Just sit down slowly, stand up slowly. Do it with control and intention. If you hover halfway down and pause, you'll feel your entire lower body reawaken. That's strength training disguised as grace. Then there's the lymph flow reset. Tapping right below your collarbone, down under your arms, even behind your knees. It's not complicated. It's your body's way of reminding itself to circulate, to drain, to clear. 5 minutes of this can wake up your immune system better than a cup of coffee. And finally, the body wave. This one might look silly at first, but it's a masterpiece of motion. Start from your toes. Roll the movement through your knees, your hips, your spine, and your shoulders. When you get the hang of it, your whole body moves like a ripple, effortless, elegant, alive. It's like exhaling tension that's been trapped in your joints for decades. If you ever feel sluggish, stuck, or achy, do one of those three things. Don't think of it as a workout. Think of it as a reset. Over the years, I've had people tell me, "But I don't have time to exercise." Here's my answer. You don't need time. You need frequency. A 2-minute movement done 3 times a day beats 1 hour once a week every single time. Because your body doesn't work on a schedule, it works on rhythm. Try this. Every time you stand up from a chair, do it twice. The first one gets you up. The second one rewires your strength. That's it. You've just doubled your mobility practice without adding a single minute to your day. And that's really the secret. Freedom doesn't come from routines you can't maintain. It comes from small, sustainable things you will do because they make you feel good right away. That's the kind of movement that lasts. What I've noticed, especially after working with countless people who say they're just not into fitness, is that it's not the effort that scares them. It's the embarrassment. They think they'll look silly. They think they'll fail. But the truth is, your body loves you for trying. The minute you start moving again, even awkwardly, it celebrates. Because movement is how the body says, "Thank you for letting me live again." If you were to walk into my morning routine, you'd see me doing body waves in the kitchen as the coffee brews. Sometimes lymphatic tapping by the window before emails. Other days, I sit, stand, and hover on a chair while watching a podcast. It doesn't matter where I am. What matters is flow. That's what movement gives you. It's not about calories or cardio. It's about communication between your brain and your body, between your breath and your cells. When you reconnect those lines, you start to feel human again. I think one of the biggest myths we've all believed is that health takes intensity, that you need motivation, pressure, accountability, or punishment to get better. But the healthiest people I know don't work at being healthy. They live in it. They move often. They breathe deeply. They smile when they feel the stretch. They treat their body as an ally, not an obstacle. And that's what this entire approach is really about. Changing your relationship with your body from one of frustration to one of friendship. Because when your body feels trusted again, it gives you freedom back, mobility, energy, peace. I remember a time when I was completely disconnected, mentally sharp, emotionally aware, but physically exhausted. I thought rest was the cure. I rested more, slept longer, slowed down, but I didn't feel better. I just felt slower. Then one day, I tried a few minutes of movement inspired by Michael Holland's body waves. Just a few. Something happened I can't quite describe, like plugging back into an outlet. My mood shifted, my spine felt longer, and I realized what I had been missing. It wasn't rest, it was rhythm. My body didn't need sleep, it needed circulation. That experience changed everything for me. It made me see why so many people struggle. We're told to calm down, stop, sit, and rest. But nobody tells us that stagnation feels heavy because it is. We're designed to move. Stillness is death. Motion is life. And you don't need a gym or an hour. You just need permission to start again. If you can tap the top of your chest right now while listening, you're already moving lymph. If you can sit and stand twice, you've activated circulation. If you can wave through your body even while sitting, you've just broken a decades-long pattern your nervous system didn't know how to fix. It's simple. You move, you heal. You stagnate, you stew. Every cell in your body responds. The science is there, but honestly, you can feel it before you can explain it. So what I want you to remember from this message today isn't another routine or fitness hack. It's simply this: movement is the language of freedom. When you speak it regularly, your body listens. When your body listens, your mind clears. When your mind clears, your energy flows. And that flow, That's where your vitality lives. When your body moves freely, your energy follows. And it's all explained in my 4-phase freedom protocol. That's the step-by-step system that shows you exactly how to restore energy, circulation, and connection to yourself in a way that lasts. It's not another diet, and it's not a program. It's a return. A return to how your body was always meant to feel. Natural, capable, alive. You can find it at 4-phase freedom. That's where I lay it all out, and how to rebuild balance in your life again, from the inside out. If you've been waiting for a sign to start, this is it. Because movement is medicine. Not intense, not punishing, just truthful. And your body is ready for it. So, take a moment right now. Roll your shoulders. Take a deep breath. If you can, stand up and hover over your chair for 5 seconds. Feel that little burn? That's freedom knocking. All you have to do is answer.